So, if you watched it, you might remember this video. So after that initial video, go back and watch it if you want to see its entirety. If not, there it is condensed down to about 10 seconds. Anyway, if you watch the video, I made the tank, the vampire crabs, and we put them in, and it was awesome. I really liked it. But then I got a bigger tank, and I wanted to move them into the bigger tank, so I had to rip everything apart. I had to redo it, and it ended up looking a little bit something like this. And so, truth be told, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I thought it looked horrible. That's why there's only like one picture of it, and that's a picture that I sent to the people that I bought the crabs off of. So I decided to go back, maybe me, rip the entire thing apart again, and redo the entire tank. And this time, I think I've got it. I think I've got it just how I want it. Before we do that, we're going to go back to me of about a week or so ago, and see what me of a week or so ago got up to bring us to the me of today, from what me of then did to get to here. Because now is where we're at, but not for you, because you're in the future from when you're watching this. For me, from there, from when I did that. I have an old fish tank. It's a bit of a dirty looking fish tank. I've already popped the top off, pop, and the bottom bit just collapsed there. And what I'm going to do is use a knife to separate these panes of glass and hopefully do something awesome. Okay, so one thing we need to do is get these supports off. Luckily they just kind of pull off with a good old tug. Meh. So that's the 4 of them removed, and then what I'm going to do is try and break apart the sealant, and you get the panes of glass basically. So that's how we're going. You can see I've obviously started trimming off bits of sealant. Right, so I got them apart. We did have a casualty, darn it. But other than that, we've got all the pieces separated. I'm going to go give them a soak, because obviously I need to clean the glass, and hopefully I can still utilise these other bits for what I was wanting to do. I was hoping that bit was the same size as that, but it's not, so hopefully these bits should do what that bit would have done. Okay, so what we're doing is we're soaking the dirty panels in kind of warmish water, and what you'll see is I've taken a trusty knife blade, and we're just kind of scraping it across that dirt, and you'll see it's coming away. It doesn't need to be perfect anyway for what I'm using it for, but obviously we do want it to be a bit cleaner than it is. Doing that and then giving it a wipe down with a cloth, and it looks a lot better. Not too worried about the bits of rubber that are left. That might actually come in useful. It'll all make sense. It makes sense in my head, but people will probably say to me, you know, there's a far easier way of doing that. Use vinegar and bicarbonate of soda or something like that. But you know what I say to them? I don't care. Because I did it my way. And it's probably going to go horribly wrong. But it's my way, so yeah. My way, the highway. We have this big thing that I've just cleaned. And we have these here things that we've just cleaned. And they there things sit onto there. Sit onto there. And this one kind of overlaps. Sits onto there. And now we have a pretty escape-proof lid up on here. Safer, I've moved one small bit to that end, one small bit to that end, gap in the middle, bigger pane of glass. I'll probably use that and make a little handle or something. I've got, yeah. Yes! I love it when a plan comes together. The major downside to this plan is I've had to remove my shelf. There's another shelf, look. Ooh, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and him and them, and Batman. Anyway, yeah, so I had to remove a shelf because big old tank doesn't fit where a little old tank went. So little tank out, big old tank in, deconstruct, reconstruct, happy days. Reba, Reba! I know we've only just recently done this tank, but there's a reason why I want to do it now. One, we're wanting to introduce more crabs, and we need more space for them. Two, as you'll see, these mosses are actually starting to root and take hold and starting to grow, and I don't want them getting too out of control for me to then have to rip it apart at a later date, so I'd rather do it sooner rather than later, because there is stuff starting to grow inside the tank, and I want that to grow in the big tank, not the little tank. Got the crabbies out. Hey, crabby 1 and crabby 2. You was just so crabby. Why are you so crabby? So we've got them out onwards and forwards. Here we're obviously going to need a water area, we're going to need a land area, we've got all this height that we can utilise, I'm going to need a lot of rocks, a lot of stuff to fill it. I've got some plants that we got going cheap in a local garden centre that we're going to pop in, and hopefully this is going to look absolutely amazing by the time it's done. Yeah. But as we already know, it ended up looking just absolute garbage. Didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. Gave it a week or two, well, a few days, whatever. I left it for a while to see if I would change my mind, and I didn't. It was trash. Right, so we've got our rocks in, water heater down there, pump there, and lots of clay balls. Right, me, nobody cares. It looks crap. We ripped it apart. It was trash. You've seen the picture. Rubbish. You should have been ashamed of yourself. We were. That's why we redid it. And now we're going to have a look at what we redid. Didn't film any of it because there's people that could build way better paludariums or whatever you want to call this than I can. And you'd probably be much better watching one of their videos than me. But now let's show you what we've got going on in the tank. Apologies for reflection, our waterfall comes down out here again, lots of land area up the back there. Going right along here. And yeah, I think it's looking pretty awesome. Looking down into the tank, as you can see, it's looking pretty friggin' awesome, if I may say so myself. I'm not sure about this bit of bark here, but I've just left it anyway. Plants starting to grow. This one at the back starting to grow. Some of the others aren't faring so well, but we'll wait and see how they get on. They might start to, whatever that is starting to look a little bit more lush. That one looks like it might be coming along. I've got more plants to go in, and also something else. Okay, so we've added in this lovely fern plant. Hopefully that'll grow. We've removed that bit of bark, so it was annoying me. I've put a wee creeper plant down in there that should hopefully grow. That doesn't look like it's doing too well. Everything else looks like it should do just fine and dandy. There's one more thing we need to add, and that's down here in this here tub. Eventually we've added a little water plant as well. Eventually we will possibly add maybe some, like reflecting on shrimp or something into the water area, but that's not really priority right now. What is, however, is these guys. I think they're girls, girls. So we have just picked these up today. These are, of course, the same species, because you cannot be mixing your different vampire crabs together. Even of the same species, different colorations probably shouldn't be mixed together. This can lead to problems. So we have 5. Obviously, we have our 2 existing ones in here. One is guaranteed to be living in this bark waterfall. It slid down slightly as I was fiffing about there. There is always one living inside this bit of bark. So without further ado, I suppose all we really can do is introduce these 5 into a new environment, which I'm really excited for. Look how cute they are. Hello. First crabby gonna go in. There we go. Number 2. Number 3, I think. Big claw, wee claw, is that male? Oh, number 3's a jumper. Now, number 4, why are you running about? You're so cute. Yes, I'm cute. Look at me go! Freedom! Go on, you want your freedom? Go find your new hidey hole inside your new tank. And last, but by no means least, number 5. Hello. Hello. You're very cute. And we shall pop number 5 up. There we go. I was hoping to get some nice footage of them coming and feeding on the bloodworm and just bumbling about the enclosure and stuff, but I haven't seen them since I went in there. Hopefully they're just finding their own little territories and settling in. And yeah, I'm absolutely sweating. This weather's crazy. So hopefully in a different video we'll get some nice footage of them doing crabby things. But in the meantime, that's it for this one, because I can't be bothered just sitting and staring at that. I've got stuff to do. But anyway, in the meantime, of course, be good, be kind, take care of yourselves. Let me know what you think of the enclosure, and we'll be back again, hopefully sooner rather than later, with a video. Could be them, could be the leech, could be spiders, could be scorpions. Who knows? Who knows what you're going to get? It could be anything. Yeah. See you in the next one, guys. Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye.